What's going on, guys? Joshua here, and if you watch a lot of Minecraft videos like me, you've probably encountered one of those 100 days hardcore Minecraft videos. Those are some of my favorites, but this video will not be like that. I love Minecraft, but I'm terrible at survival mode. I'm a coward, what can I say? So I decided to take that concept and put it into Pokémon Legends Arceus. Because why not? Pokémon Legends Arceus is the first open-world Pokemon game, with open and world in quotation marks. I'm not this game's biggest fan, but I don't hate it. So, why not? Let's do this. Welcome to 100 Days in Pokémon Legends Arceus. I should probably say I'm not trying to copy these people, I just wanted to do this. I don't know whose idea it was for 100 Days Hardcore Minecraft, so if I remember, I'll just link 3 random YouTubers down below. And assuming I do not forget, which is entirely possible. Also, if I sound a little nasally, or nasaly's not really the word, sound a little snotty or sick, I am kind of sick, so yeah. We start the game in the void, talking to Arceus. And yes, it is Arceus, not Arceus. You are an idiot. I'm calling this day 0. Because why not? Once we see this guy, we can start day 1. He tells us we fell from the sky and offers to help us. Which is good because I have no idea where we are. Convenience. We find our Arc phone, and these 3 little cuties run off, and it's our job to catch them in a catching tutorial. Professor Lavington, which is this guy, brings us to Jubilife Village. After we eat, we wrap up day 1. Day 2 starts with us getting assigned our first mission. Before we start, we have to pick our starter Cyndaquil, and I name him Flamethrower. Because Flame, well, it's a good name. I already named my other Cyndaquil Flame, so I'm naming him Flamethrower. Aha, it's different. Our mission is to catch a Bidoof, Starly, and a Shinx. It would have taken 10 seconds if Ray wouldn't shut up. So now I have a Starly named Starscream, a Shinx named Thunder, and a Bidoof named Goddess. Spelled incorrectly. I got changed and purposely gave myself red eyes. Now I myself have become an alpha. Or a demon. I would say I skip most of the dialogue because I've already played this game. I'm usually listening to music or watching YouTube. I got assigned another mission to get my survey level up. And that lasted all day. I caught a Wurmple and an Eevee in the meantime. So tried catching the Alpha Rapidash just because why not? And my strategy for getting around Alphas, at least in the early game, is throwing a Pokeball at them and then just book it. After getting my star rank up, I ate and went to bed. And started day 3. Paddling Ray was easy as pie. I then spent an insanely long amount of time looking for Unknown, without realizing that they don't spawn until I get to the next area. I also learned that time doesn't move in Jubilife City. Also, I know it's not Jubilife, but I'm saying it to hopefully make some people mad. I like doing that. I mean, I play as a female character just to spite my friends. I am such a good person. I spent half the day catching Pokemon and the other half battling this Munchlax girl, and I caught a Geodude named Roxanne, also spelled incorrectly. And being forced to battle an Alpha Cockatoo. Set up a new fast travel point, eat, go to sleep. Day 4. It starts with this arguing with the guy, but I don't really care what they have to say. I only want to survive in the wilderness for 100 days. I did get a new mission about Lord Cleavor. And of course, I don't actually do what I was supposed to do for a while, and instead evolve Starscream and Thunder. I usually name my Starlies Birdo, but my brother told me to name this one Starscream. Don't get attached to Starscream. Nothing too noteworthy happened until nightfall, and I decided to sneak into the stronger side of the Obsidian Fields. Can't really fight anything over here, but I can catch a Gastrodon, and it gave us enough EXP for Flamethrower to evolve. Neat. I continued catching Pokemon into the night and started day 5. All I did was catch a Machop and evolved Alex into Sylveon because I googled it, and Google I googled it a few years ago, and it said favorite typing was the best. I also threw Alex at a bunch of trees to level him up because he was insanely low leveled, and that increases friendship. I forgot about that. I was expecting an Espeon or an Umbreon. Whoops. This is a very weird team. I didn't do anything on day 6 until the night, and when I tried to catch a Zubat, I killed the first one by mistake. Oh well. Second time, the best time. Third time's the charm, and I actually caught it. Day 7. And I finally started doing what the game wants me to do. I have to battle Kleavor's Warden. No, not that Warden. And I accidentally had the right Pokemon out first. I didn't intend to have Sylveon in the front of my party. I wanted Flamethrower to be in front. This battle lasted like 3 seconds. Or face the wrath of my Gummy! Now I know from this girl that I need to quell Kleavor's frenzy. Instead of completing the actual objective, I just goofed around all day because that's what I do. I didn't stop until the morning of day 8 either. Raventon tells us that I need to calm down Scyther on steroids. He'll give me a bag of Stardust and I can use it to throw at Kleavor to calm him down. Interesting tactic. Now I get weirdier, but I can't use him, I can ride him. When I do, listen to the song I played. Why do you guys watch this garbage? This is so stupid. Day 6 and I just evolved Nadine into Golbat, and then Crobat since I've been throwing her at trees. I also battled the Pearl Girl, and I missed Bite! That's a 100 accuracy move. On day 10, I finally fought the Scyther on Kleavor. All you need to do with these noble Pokemon battles is throw bags of dust at them until they become dizzy. For Kleavor, he charges at me and runs into a wall. He killed Flamethrower, but Roxanne got him down. I know it's supposed to be really pretty intense battle, but it's not, so after the totally difficult Kleavor battle on day 10, he's calmed down and gives me a plate. I get to eat, not on the plate, and go to bed. Just kidding. This tiny girl named Vessa. Vessa? What kind of name is Vessa? Tells us together with I do, and then we can go to bed. What kind of name is Vessa? I started day 11 by learning about Ursulana. I'm going with it, Ursulana. A Pokemon that has gone as insane as those yellow Frenzied Lords, but he's not yellow. So now it's my problem. I tried to decline Ray's battle, and it didn't work. Swept his entire team. I entered the Crimson Marylands for the first time, and as I always do, I ran around, did nothing the game wanted me to do, because I just do that. I fell into the water several times because I wasn't paying attention, or my controller drift. Probably both, honestly. I mostly was waiting for a Space-Time Distortion to spawn. Oh, hooray! Space-Time Distortions take like 5 minutes to form, so I finally actually started at the ass crack of dawn. Day 12, I started the distortion, caught an Umbreon, Porygon, and a Lopunny. I just ran around dodging attacks while listening to Egg Reverie sounds from Sonic Mania. Guess what I did for the rest of the day? Ran around and did nothing. What do you want from me? Day 13, I set up a new base camp. Had to battle 3 Stunky, but now I have a new fast travel point. I find this old lady who wants me to hunt down this rock that has writing on it. Turns out these 3 idiots stole it. I forgot what type Toxicroak is. I keep forgetting if it's Poison Dark or Poison Fighting. So, yeah, Roxanne fainted. Actually, I sometimes forget it's fighting altogether. 18 took care of it and we got the rock fragment back. Once it gets inserted in the wall, unknowns start appearing. I now have to fight Ursa Luna, and after a few difficulties, I won. What type is this thing? Day 14, and I find out about the noble lady of the ridge, Lilligant. I decide to look for unknown instead, since they now appear. I know you're not going to believe this, but I didn't do anything notable until the end of the day when a space-time distortion formed. I ended the recording, but luckily for me, I was able to record me catching a Snorlax using the record thingy that Nintendo Switch has. I eventually named him Sleepy. I also got Marshall and Thunder to evolve. I also got a linking cord. The linking cord is an item exclusive to this game, and it allows Pokemon like Machoke and Graveler to evolve without trading. All Pokemon that evolve via trade evolve differently, and basically via an item in the Arceus. Day 15, I continued the story to track down Arceus. But that's harder to spell and say, as you just saw by me screwing up. So I'm just going to keep calling her Mars. She sprained her ankle and the conversation isn't too long. Now I need to fight Lilligant. I originally wanted to fight Lilligant on day 20, but since I know I'm going to get Basket Legion to help me with the water, and as a Sonic player, I am very excited to get Basket Legion. Also, 5 days is a long wait, so let's do this. Lilligant's opening cutscene is my favorite. I just imagine her dancing to Morning Mood, which is one of my favorite classical songs. Yes, I listen to classical music. Sue me. Lilligant is also the easiest normal Pokemon battle. She leaves herself open to attacks for so long. Her attacks are also easy to dodge, and she just dances around before she attacks, and the floor attack reminds me of Skylanders. It is the shortest and easiest normal Pokemon battle, and winning it was no problem. After all normal Pokemon battles, the game makes you go through a lot of text that I always skip. I went looking for Wisps and Unknown on day 16. I thought it would be nice, but it was actually quite mean. X was up in the Grand Tree, but it didn't register the Pokeballs, even when I said please. I did find a Wisp out in the wild, but I couldn't climb this hill, got mad, and stopped rhyming. Day 17, I was going to go to the Crimson Meadowlands to find Unknown Wisps, but then there was a mass outbreak, and so I decided to hit it. And I actually found a shiny Kricketune. I was not expecting that, but look at this. Back on topic, day 18, I get to go to the Cobalt Coastlands. And don't mind the weird lighting. Fixing it would be really hard. I will try not to screw up this next time. The first thing I do is not goof off, I battle Irinda. Excuse me while I call her Iris instead. Then I goof off, or at least I was going to, but then I decided to follow this lady's request to find a guy that got lost. She will set up a new base camp if I do, so of course I do that. This dork is being scared by a Chatot because it's talking. Dude, it's a Chatot. It's a freaking parrot. It's supposed to do that. Well, I obliterated this thing. This day is being really productive, so I decided why not continue the productiveness by talking to this lady who probably has some Rule 34 out of her. Anyway, she has 2 Growlithe, and one of them is the son of the previous lord. Oh, the previous lord is dead, by the way. The trauma has made this Growlithe so unwilling to evolve, it doesn't want to become a lord. At night, I decide to catch a Dusclops. Why? It's a surprise tool that'll help us later. Day 19, another mass outbreak happened, and guess what I found? Yeah, that's another shiny Floatzel. I was not expecting that. But you know, I was expecting them to expect something, so it doesn't count. Also, you're gunning with me! To get Basket Legion, I need to make it through food. To do that, I need a Dusclops that only spawns at night. I wish I had Dusclops. A surprise tool that'll help us later. This guy's a really wimp and is too scared to see it used Dog Pulse on 3. Doing on 3 just gives it too much to think about it, huh? So let's go on 1 this time. Ready?
1.
After a flute solo, Basculegion shows up and now I can go on water. Oh, because at the end of the day, nah. These three boneheads want to kidnap the Lord's son. I would have an insult ready for them, but I don't. I completely forgot about this. They take the big one, and now it's my job to get it back. Damn. The Lord's son is the small one, by the way. They completely failed. Day 20 rolls around, and a little behind the scenes fact. I don't want my phone storage to explode, since I have a limited amount. So I decided I'd record the days by tens, do the editing, save the new clips, and then go on to record the next 10 days. I'm on day 20, so after this I will stop the recording, and then after I finish editing, I'll go on to day 30. Thing is, I don't want to fight Arcanine with a not fully evolved team. Roxanne is a Graveler who can learn ground moves. Arcanine is double weak to ground. So, I spend day 20 evolving Roxanne into Golem. Problem though, Graveler is a Pokemon that evolves via trade in most games. But Legends Arceus isn't most games, and it evolves via linking cord. Problem is, I already used my linking cord to evolve Machoke into Machamp, so I need another. You can get them from space-time distortions, but that's a lot of waiting for one to spawn, and a bit of luck to actually find the item, and I'm very impatient. Luckily for me, there's another way to obtain linking cord. The lady sells them in exchange for 1000 MP. This is where the problem arises. This lady sells them for 1000 MP, but I don't have enough. I do unfortunately know how to get more. If you find lost satchels, then you get MP. So I spent all day 20 running around for these things to buy a linking cord. It was kind of annoying, but I actually did it, and I evolved Roxanne into Golem. It doesn't end there. I checked, and there is a mass outbreak of Luxio, an electric-type Pokemon linked to Roxanne's new powerful ground moves. So I spent much of the night battling these lines with Roxanne. They kept using Thunder Wave on me, even though it won't work since I'm a ground type. Day 21 is the day I head to Fire Spit Island to save Growlithe. I need to fight the Bad Luck Bandits one after another. I think they shouldn't be called the Bad Luck Bandits. Instead, the Bad Battling Babies. Oh, I'm a Snail versus Flamethrower. Her excuse is as bad as the excuse a first grader would give to get out of PE. Anyway, the Lord's son evolves in Arcanine. I accidentally skipped the cutscene, but it got struck by lightning and it became frenzied. I want to fight Arcanine on day 25, so I have 4 days to burn. I decide to do research tasks. By that I mean running around and catching things. Day 22, I'm doing the same thing, so nothing to see here. Day 23, and I hit a space-time distortion. I caught tons of Pokemon, like Urshifu, Jotonian, Sneasel, Lickitung, Haunter, and I tried to catch a Toxicroak, but it left the distortion, so I didn't catch it. I got a lot of these kinds of Pokemon. Day 24, and if you're wondering why I'm doing this, it's to, 1, not to do this later, 2, I expect to do this voiceover at night, so I don't want to talk for very long, so that I can lower my chances of waking up my family. Like, talking to nothing at 2 a.m., it's currently 2:13 a.m., is really weird when there's nothing but a blank TV and my phone. My third reason is because I was waiting for day 25 to fight Arcanine, since I want to fight the Nobles on days that end in 0 or 5. And on day 24, I got over 100 research tasks done. It got me up to 1 more star rank. Day 25, I fight Arcanine, and I lost the first time. There are not rules, so I am allowed to soft reset. Don't worry, nothing changed. Second try, I barely took damage this time. Why couldn't I win the first try? After the battle, I ate and started day 26. I get informed about the Cornet Highlands, and I learn about the noble Electrode that is frenzied. We meet his warden, who I want to incinerate in the magma of Mount Cornet. He is an absolute dickhead, so I have to show him what I'm made of with a battle with the leader of the Pearl Clan. Pearl Clan? Why did I write Pearl Clan? He's the leader of the Diamond Clan. Why did I write leader of Pearl Clan? Oh my god. I also meet Ingo, who I think is from Gen 5. I don't know. He's Sneeze's warden. Once I get to the Cornet Highlands, I go into a cave, set up a new base camp because this bronze song is sad, so we cheer it up. Now we have a new fast travel point. Melee, Electro's warden, battles me, and after he lost, he also gives a stupid excuse. Way to go. I have a battle with Ingo to get access to Sneasler, and climbing is super convenient. Day 27, I ran around catching unknown wisps and saved them with day 28. But day 29, I battle Melee, and guess how it went? He thinks he's better than me. He also doesn't want to help me because he thinks Electrode's frenzy is a gift. He tries to lie about not knowing how to make the bag of dust we need for Electrode. He does make it, and I don't immediately battle it. I caught a few Pokemon and come back on day 30. Electrode falls from a tree and it's time. Electrode's battle is one that I usually forget about. You keep moving, and as long as you dodge the Electro Balls that follow, you're good. It was very, very hard and no, just kidding, it was easy and barely took any damage. Once it's done, there is a lot of text to mash through. Here's the original audio. Day 31, I get informed of the Alabaster Icelands. But I can't get there yet because I don't have a high enough star rank. Before I get to do that, I get to see this moment where Silent is freaking out over a Wurmple. This is probably my favorite moment in the entire game because it's a freaking Wurmple. I decided to spend the day completing requests people wanted me to do. The first guy wanted a springy mushroom, so I just gave him one. The other lady wanted to see Cricketot's Pokédex entry, because reasons. And I'll do that later. Then I went to this guy who wanted the Pokemon with scythes on both arms. He wants Scyther, my favorite Gen 1 bug type. So I got 3 Scyther and came back to him. I also battled an Alpha Blissey that kept using Soft Boiled. Yeah, that was kind of annoying. When I brought the Scyther to the guy, he told me his wife told him to fill their garden with flowers. For some reason, the guy thought she meant grab all the flowers from the island and bring them to her. He needed a Scyther to cut them all easily. We thankfully told him what she meant before he plucked every single flower on this island. I finished the day by getting a clothing mystery gift that I didn't even know existed. Day 32 begins, and I look at my team and start to think if this is a good team or not. This was the day I asked you guys, which is better, Overquill or Crobat? I was waiting for an answer, so in the meantime, I'm going to try to catch that Alpha Snorlax. When I was going into this, I wanted to use an Alpha Pokemon, but I didn't know what Alpha to use. But now I think I know what to use, the Alpha Snorlax. One problem though, I only have Great Balls. And Snorlax's catch rate is 45, lower than Pokemon like Dragonite and Delibird. Fun fact, Dragonite and Delibird have the same catch rate for some reason. Also, Mantike has the same catch rate as Snorlax, which is lower than Dragonite's. So you have an easier time catching a Dragonite than this tiny baby Manta Ray. Back on topic, the Snorlax would not stay in the Pokeball. In regular Pokemon games, a wild Pokemon never has a 0% catch rate, excluding times when you can't catch Pokemon, like Calyrex. I don't know if it's any different in Legends, but it feels like there was a 0% chance I catch this thing. I tried so many times and I just didn't get it. All the way into the morning of day 33, when I finally gave up. Decided to come back with Ultra Balls. I finally finished this lady's request of showing her Cricket Arts Pokédex entry. You might be wondering, why am I doing this? It's not that hard to get to the next star rank after all. I'm stalling. I know what happens after the next normal Pokemon fight, and I'm dreading it. Because time moves weirdly afterwards. Heck, I don't even know if time moves at all. You'll see. I don't want to spend too much time at the point where time is very weird. So I'm waiting until day 51 to start that nightmare. Meaning I'm fighting Avalugg on day 50. I hope. It's day 33, and that's 17 days. And that is a long freaking time. And not only am I trying to kill time, but trying to get my Pokemon to a higher level, so that makes the part after Avalugg quicker. If you've played this game, you know what I'm talking about. So for the next 7 days, I'm not going to be doing much. Nothing noteworthy happened until late afternoon when a space-time distortion happened. So I went there and stopped the recording. I'm very thankful for the Switch's ability to capture videos because I found a shiny Eevee. I of course caught it because you would crucify me if I didn't. And I named him Silver. Yeah, I'm going to put this guy on my team. I was actually thinking of replacing Alex soon anyway. But now I know I want to use a shiny Sylveon. Looking back at this game, I probably should have evolved it into a Jolteon. Because the electric typing ended up helping me a lot more than the fairy typing. So I spent all of day 34 getting Silver's friendship up, so he evolves. I did fall off a ledge and died, so when I soft reset, I did lose a little bit of progress. Finally, on day 35, Silver evolved into a blue Sylveon. Of course, like always, I honored Alex in a special box. I do this every time. Day 36, I finally got my star rank up, so now I can enter the Alabaster Icelands. Once I got to the Icelands, I did story stuff. Just kidding, I did everything but story stuff. What did you expect from me? I ran around catching a lot of Pokemon while listening to Green Hill Zone Act 1 from Sonic Mania. I caught a tons of Pokemon like Snorunt, Riolu, Snorunt, Chansey, Snover, and Snorunt. I caught a lot of Snorunt. Day 37, I kept doing what I was doing before, still listening to Green Hill Zone. One of the only things that set this day apart from the last was setting up a new base camp. Like the one in the Cobalt Coastlands, I needed to find someone who went missing, but I almost instantly got distracted by these Hisuian Basculin. After setting up the base camp, I continued to catch Pokemon and find a Wisp, an unknown. Day 38's footage is just me catching a Snorunt with the Great Ball. Just kidding! I hit a space-time distortion also. Can you tell I really like Snorunt? It's my favorite Ice-type Pokemon. Not Glalie and Frostlass, those two look weird. You'd think I'd get bored of Green Hill Zone after an hour or two, but no. I'm used to gaming with background music. Right now, as I'm writing this script, I'm listening to Green Hill Zone Act 2 because it's so relaxing. I caught many Pokemon in Space-time Distortion. Scizor, Scyther, that's it. I didn't realize that many meant more than 2. I tried catching an Electabuzz, but that didn't go well. Day 39 was spent trying to get my research level up so I can get another star rank. Day 40 is when I finally got it up, and after that, I got access to Ultra Balls. And right after that, Alpha Snorlax. And I caught it without entering a battle. Welp! When I used Great Balls, it didn't even wiggle. With an Ultra Ball, it barely even wiggled. That's why I love Ultra Balls in this game. They're super good. Now, I have an Alpha Snorlax, and I named him Power Naps, and put Sleepy in the special box to honor him. After a bit of grinding, they hatch Power Naps up with the rest of my team. I send them all out and look at them. This is when I noticed the large size difference. Moshor and Roxanne are very similar in height, with Flamethrower being close behind. Nadine is only tall because she's flying, Power Naps is an alpha, so it's already big, and Silver is just tiny compared to everyone else. I actually looked. Power Naps is 11'9" and weighs 2,068.8 pounds. Silver is only 6'8" and weighs 35.6 pounds. So Power Naps is 5 feet and 1 inch taller than Silver and is heavier by 2,033.2 pounds. This is my original math. If I did it wrong, I am sorry. Let me know. I stood looking at my Pokemon for several minutes and then compared Power Nap's size to Sleepy, and he is huge. Day 41, I started being productive again. Or so I thought, as I hit a mass outbreak of Gligar. No shiny. I don't really like Gligar and I don't remember what type it is, so I left. I meet Avalug's Warden, who is absolutely jacked. He thinks I shouldn't try to quell Avalugg since he hasn't hurt anyone like Cleavor, Lidgant, and Electrode have. I have to fight him with Power Naps. Something that just pisses me off in this game is when the opponent uses Agile Style and completely f***s up the turn order. Once Power Naps goes down, I just send in Flamethrower and a Blind Rage. So now we can quell Avalugg. Right? No! Avalugg's favorite food is ice we can't obtain since the glaciers that it's on cannot be climbed with Sneasler. Can't be climbed by anyone. We need Braviary. Luckily, after Braviary got mentioned, it and its warden, Sabi, appears. I think that's how I say her name. And I will still talk about this, how Sabi looks Russian. I go up to her to talk to her and I fell off the first time because I wasn't paying attention. Good job, me. She talks to us and runs off. We're playing tag. After we find her, she starts philosophizing and runs off again. Once again, I chase her to the Snow Point Temple. She grants me permission to go in, and I don't because the Snow Point Temple is ungodly slow, since you have to do the puzzle thing, and you can't ride Weird You while you're doing it. I'll come back tomorrow. Oh, and at some point before recording this, I think I bought the fan and lawnmower Rotom appliances from Ginter, only to realize I don't have a Rotom, so I spent the rest of the day looking for one. I didn't find it. Day 42, I entered the Snow Point Labyrinth. That is what it's called from now on. Don't argue with me. That is what it's called from now on. Once you've done it once though, it's easy. Especially since I recorded it. It still took 5 minutes. You also have to battle Sabi at the end, and this is something else I hate about the game. The fact you can't send out multiple Pokemon at once, but the opponent can, even if it's a trainer. It really grinds my clang. I was too busy trying to interact with Sabi, and I didn't notice that Roxanne was at low health, and she fainted. I had Marshall finish the Rhyperior and Magmortar with Drain Punch. When I did, I realized I should have used Drain Punch on Electivire, and felt dumb when Marshall died. Power Naps finished though. Worst part is, I don't have Revives, so I have 4 Pokemon to fight Braviary with. Not that that matters since I one-shot it with Strong Stone or Shadow Ball. Now I can fly. I grab Avalugg's food now because getting through the Snow Point Temple takes 5 minutes and I really don't want to do that again. Day 43 I spent in the hot springs and did little else. Day 44 there was a mass outbreak of Psyduck, so I killed each one. That took all morning. You know, after doing any story, I have to spend the next 5 days doing nothing productive, so the rest of the day, I was catching Pokemon and doing research tasks. I guess that's productive, but not to the story. Day 45, I planned on doing the same thing in the Crimson Marylands, running around catching Pokemon. Day 46, I was planning to head to the Cobalt Coastlands to do the same thing, but decided to spend a little bit more time in the Crimson Marylands. Riding Ursaluna for the first time in what feels like forever. Actually, the first time forever in this playthrough. To see what I can find, and I stumbled into something I've never seen before. This game is like, what, a year old now? By the time I'm recording this, it's probably a year and a month old by the time this video comes out. And I didn't know about this. This also shows how little I use Ursaluna. Actually, how little I do anything but hit massive mass outbreaks. When digging for treasure, I found Old Verse 1, and I was very confused as I never knew about it until now. My friends and brother didn't tell me about it, so I assumed they didn't know about it either. I don't know what happens if I get all of them, but I want to find out. Day 47, I'm still searching for old verses. Don't you just love digging for treasure and getting poisoned? Ugh. Actually, getting poisoned twice. God damn. Day 40, I spent my entire life saving on buying the Rotom washing machine and refrigerator. I spent the rest of the day looking for old verses in the Cobalt Coastlands. Day 49 was the same. Day 50, we're halfway there. Today, I battle Avalugg. If you haven't played this game, you'll be surprised on how absolutely huge Avalugg is. Calician Avalugg is 6'7", and Hisuian Avalugg is 4'7". Volo tells us that Avalugg of old, so basically Avalugg that were even further in the past, could have been up to 100 feet tall. That is bigger than Wailord, bigger than Eternatus. It's also bigger than a handful of Gigantamax Pokemon, my god. That means that these ancient Avalugg are the biggest Pokemon that have ever roamed the Earth, since Gigantamax Pokemon are only temporary. And they're very rare. Sure, Eternatus Eternatus is 325 feet, but Eternatus Eternatus only appears when Eternatus absorbs all the Dynamax energy around it, and it only appears in the climax of Sword and Shield. It also doesn't live on Earth, it came from space. I want you to picture this. A tundra with huge Avalugg, bigger than a blue whale, walking around. That is insane and terrifying, and how did they even get all the energy to survive when they were that big? No wonder they are so much smaller now, because all the resources needed to satisfy one of those beasts is really hard to visualize, let alone a whole pack of them. Plus, they live in a tundra, where there is already little food. Maybe if they were eating icebergs, but with them being so big, how many icebergs would they need to eat because they're so freaking huge? In conclusion, the ancient Hisuian Avalugg make no sense. Rant over. Huh? The Noble Avalugg fight? Oh yeah. Yeah, that was actually pretty easy. When I first played this game, it took me like 3 tries to beat him, maybe even 4. Then a few weeks ago, before I even started recording Day 0, I was like trying to get a bunch of Pokemon to evolve, so I was battling the Noble Pokemon. And it took me like 1-2 tries to beat Avalugg then. And even on the final try, I was in critical health. And I was using Arceus. Here, I didn't take a single hit point of damage. Not even one. My Pokemon did, but I didn't. I was so shocked that I dropped my controller. I have no idea how the hell that happened, but I'm impressed with myself. Even Lilligant took a few hits, so I have no clue how I did so well on Avalugg. Enough of flexing my awesome gaming skills. All the nobles are now calm, and everything is good in the world. Now the rift should be closing soon, according to Ray. Everything's good, right? Oh crap. Day 51, and as you can see, the sky kind of exploded. The rift above Mount Cornet is definitely bigger. I go inside and we start playing Among Us with the Commander Komodo, and he thinks I'm sus, so I get ejected from the village. In all seriousness, he thinks since I came from the skies were the lightning that caused the nobles to become frenzied, and I arrived the same night the nobles became frenzied. I'm the one who caused the sky to turn red. It's both logical and stupid, but they're in the past. They're scared of a freaking Wurmple. Oh, I'm also now banished from the village, and until I can clear my name and restore the sky, I'm on my own. When I go talk to Leon, I'll explain how I keep track of time. I have a stopwatch running to tell me when the day is over since a day in Legends Arceus is 24 minutes. Every 24 minutes is the day. So, I pause it in Jublife Village or Ancient Retreats. Got all that? Good. He didn't tell me to go talk to the Munchlax girl, but she can't help me either. Right now, my character's feeling pretty down. So what better to make me feel up than a tumor? Volo appears, and I don't think I brought him up a single time until now because I genuinely forgot. But now he's relevant. He tells me about Ancient Retreats, which is where I will be staying until I can fix the sky. Volo's mother? I'm not quite sure. Tells us about the Lake Guardians or something. I don't know, I wasn't really paying attention. This is the part where I need to pick between the Diamond Clan or the Pearl Clan. I chose Pearl. If I choose Pearl, I will fight Palkia first and Diagla's origin form. I could have fought Origin Palkia this playthrough, but I decided that he looks weird, so Diagla it is. Also, Diagla is cool. Like I said, I have to do that Lake Trio thing, Mesprit, Uxie, Azelf, those three. And it turns out my phone can fire lasers. Huh. I caught the Gudra and have SCR time with Mesprit. Day 52, I take on Azelf's trial after killing Overquill on accident. Actually, he killed himself with Double Hedge. Azelf's trial is not giving up. I did get a little distracted and started throwing Azelf's bombs at Iris. Azelf's trial isn't that hard, so only one more trial left. That trial will be conquered on day 53. Pop quiz time. Combi, Zubat, Unknown, Magneton, and Dusclops. How many are their eyes? If you said 60131, how did you know my social security password? Oh, you also got the question right. Story time at the ruins and the Lake Guardians make the red chain. An item that will, quote, bind the world once again. I like that description. Obtaining that, we head back to the village to let everyone know. But the commander is not here. He's gonna try to fight the Pokemon in the Rift himself, an absolutely baffling decision that makes no sense. Day 54, I head to the top of the mountain, but I have to fight the Mochi guy. That's all he is to me. I swept his entire team. Of course I need to fight the commander. Braviary fell to a few crunches after a heal. His Snorlax got to move twice, but Nadine took it out. Clefable can't handle 2 cross chops, and Roxanne beat Golem. I win. Time for the legendary Pokemon, the creator of space itself, Palkia. And I caught him with the first Pokeball. Really? It's not over though. Guess who decided to show up? Diagla. There is a lot of text to mash through, but I know what to do. I have to get some Origin ore to make a Pokeball that can catch Diagla. Day 55 is when I actually get the Origin ore, but these motherfuckers show up though, and I have to battle them, but they pose absolutely no threat whatsoever. Once the Origin ball is crafted, I spend a surprisingly long amount of time trying to figure out what to nickname Palkia. I landed on Cosmic Space. Getting back to Diagla, he exploded and turned into his origin form. Just like the Frenzied Nobles, I need to throw bombs at Diagla. He isn't very difficult, as his attacks are really easy to dodge, and since this is my second time fighting this guy, I know what to do. Up until the second phase, which is when he gets a lot easier. I can just damage boost through him and he's done. Origin Ball catches him and it's all over. I have completed Pokémon Legends Arceus in 55 in-game days. That was really fun and a great change of pace. But even though the credits roll, it's not over yet. I still have 45 days left. There is a buzzsaw out there. I don't know if you can hear it, but there was a definite buzzsaw and it's annoying me. I still have 45 days left and plan on catching Arceus on day 100. In order to do that, I need to seek out all Pokemon. And that's exactly what I plan on doing. Day 56 Sinning is on the table since I decided to replace Silver with Time Eater the Diagla. I usually don't like to use legendary Pokemon because you usually get them at the butt end of the game, and replacing a long-time partner makes me feel sad. But I know what's happening soon. Not only a barrage of legendary battles, but a super difficult battle with Volo. I know how strong he is. My team is insanely weak and has terrible moves, so I'm hoping Dialga can carry us. Back to the game. I don't do the story because why would I? I did the Shaman quest and it wasn't hard. I go from Spirit only to find nothing. I didn't accept the mission to make it spawn, and at the moment I didn't know there was a mission. Day 57 is more of the same. I'm trying to get as many Pokemon caught as I can before Volo. Day 58, I evolve one of my Chimchars into Monferno, and wanted to evolve my Eevees into Glaceon and Vaporeon respectively. Though I don't have an Ice Stone, and the Ice Rock isn't in the Obsidian Fieldlands, I start throwing my other Eevee at trees to get its friendship up. Day 59, I evolved that Eevee into Espeon. I mean, I tried, but at first it evolved into Sylveon because it knew baby doll eyes. A soft reset and a move change later, and I get my hands on Espeon. Day 60, I get my star rank up. I was going to go to the Alabaster Icelands to evolve my Eevee, but hit a Cleffa mass outbreak. But on the way, I found an Alpha Rotom. That is hella convenient. I couldn't help catching it. I do eventually get my Glaceon. I also found Clover, but the Battle-Like Bandits are an absolute pushover. Day 61 is the day I start the Odyssey of Spiritomb. One of the most tedious things to do in any Pokemon game. Every area has 20 wisps, with Jubilife Village having 7. And I need to find 107 wisps in order to get Spiritomb. It is one hell of a chore, so I made sure to give myself a lot of time. I spent the day running around the Obsidian Fieldlands, trying to find the last 2 that I needed in the area. I finished that task on day 62. Onto the Crimson Marylands, and this is when it gets annoying. I do have a map, so I know where to go, but that doesn't mean it's easy. The wisps are small and hard to see in the day. At night it's a lot easier to see them, but only limiting my search hours to night will probably cause me to never find all 107. I did battle Clover at one point, but do I even need to tell you how it went? Day 63, I didn't do anything different. 64, I hit a space-time distortion, since hunting for wisps for 3 days straight gets boring real fast. I managed to catch a Porygon Z, that's it. Oh, I also found a shiny Cricketano, come on. Day 65, I finally found the last wisp. I then move over to the Cobalt Coastlands. Hunting for the wisps in the Cobalt Coastlands is a lot easier since most of them I haven't found on islands and areas I haven't been, so I know which wisps I haven't found. I found the rest of the wisps at night. Day 66, I hit the Coronet Highlands. There was a Happiny mass outbreak, and I wasn't planning on going to. Now it's a big mistake. Day 67, I caught several Gligar and hit another space-time distortion. Day 68, I took a break from the Coronet Highlands and took a dive into the Alabaster Icelands. I found several wisps and hit the Chansey mass outbreak, and yes, the lighting was as weird when I was recording the video as it is now. Day 69, I finally found all the wisps in that area. Nice. Day 70, I looked up a video on where to find the wisps. Now that I've finished this chore, Vesta tells me to go to the ruins in the Crimson Marylands at night. So of course, I'm all over that. Vesta tells us there are actually 108 wisps, and she possesses the 108th wisp. I'm pretty sure she turns into the last wisp, but I'm gonna allow future me to figure that out. Assuming I still want to, which I don't. Spiritomb is now spawning here one at a time. And I was expecting to throw every Pokeball I had. I actually got a little scared when Crunch lowered its defensive stats. But luckily, I didn't crit it, so I caught it. Check in with Laventon and end the day. This means I have 30 days to catch 86 Pokemon. If I want to do this, I have to scramble. Day 71, and I was planning to go for the forces of nature, aka Thunderous, Tornadus, Landorus, and Enamorous. But I learned that the mission for those three doesn't become available until after Volo. So I decided to do something un-me. Story. Volo talks about some ancient history that I really don't care about, but what I need to do is acquire all the plates. I've already got a few from the lords and nobles, but I need more. So I need to fight a bunch of legendary Pokemon, because that's what Volo's mom told us to do that. First is the Lake Trio, Mesprit, Uxie, and Azelf. Mesprit killed Flamethrower and almost killed Time Eater, Jesus. Next is Azelf, and I decided to do something here. I wondered if legendary Pokemon could be stunned by items. It turns out they can.
Backstrike. Wow, that worked.
I tried the same thing for Uxie, but at first I threw a Great Ball, so it broke out. Didn't break out of an Ultra Ball. Next is Heatran, aka what? Stun him, throw an Ultra Ball strategy also works on Heatran. Next is Regigigas, and the stun him, throw an Ultra Ball strategy doesn't work here since you have to enter battle to catch it. The game forces me to. It wasn't that hard since I'm a professional. Last is Cresselia, and she confuses me, so I didn't use the stun her, throw an Ultra Ball strategy since it'd be too annoying. Let me tell you, Cresselia does not f*** around. She immediately became enraged, meaning her attack and defense rose. It also used Agile Star to go twice and almost knocked out Time Eater. I had to use Roar of Time to weaken it, and it used Strong Style Moonblast and actually knocked out Time Eater. Since it was enraged, Swift didn't do much, but that's fine, so I didn't want to kill it. And it kept using Lunar, Blessing, healing it, and combined with it dealing massive damage and raising its evasion, that's kind of annoying. It almost killed Flamethrower, but luckily Swift can't miss, so I got it to low enough health and caught it. All in one day. Day 72, first thing in the morning, I battled Commander Kamao for another plate. Marshall almost killed Golem, and then he switched out to Braviary. I switched the Flamethrower to one-shot it with Shadow Ball. He switched in the injured Golem and healed it. Marshall got it though. Clefable came out and wrecked Marshall though. Fairy is weak to Steel, so Time Eater beat it. Heracross survived Roll of Time and close combated him into oblivion though. Bug's weak to Fire, so Flamethrower came in and yeah. I sent out Marshall to deal with Snorlax, but Snorlax survived Drain Punch and knocked out Marshall. Power Naps finished it. With 16 of 19 plays under our belt, we head back to Volo's mom, and she'll tell us where the last plate is after we get 3 pieces of wood. That took 2 seconds. What's the secret behind this wood? There is none. She just needed a new cutting board since she'd be using a plate as one. What's wrong with you, lady? Volo starts talking about Giratina and, you know, being creepy. He is evil, if you didn't know. Day 73 was when I was planning to at least try Volo. Even though I doubt anyone thinks I can actually win, including myself. But the space-time distortion I was in for levels lasted a long damn time, so I decided to continue grinding throughout the night. My character is probably sleep deprived, with all these nights staying up past your bedtime. Day 74, and I decided to give Volo a try. He leaves a Spiritomb, and Crunch got him into yellow. I ignore sleep and take it out, but Lucario kills Flamethrower with Crunch. Took 2 Drain Punches to knock it out. And next is Togekiss, and it kills Marshall with Moonblast. Next is Roserade, and coming in clutch with Nadine, who easily kills it. Arcanine takes out Nadine, but it's double weak to ground, so Strong Style Horsepower kills it. Garchomp predictably killed Power Nap, so Time Eater came out and hit it with a quad super effective Ice Beam. Now here's the reason why Volo is super difficult. Giratina, which I didn't expect to win against. And I didn't. You know what that means? Grinding! I have nothing else to do but grind for the next few days. Days 75, 76, 77, and 78, and 79 I grind by fighting every alpha and then taking on the nobles in a rematch. Fog is really annoying, by the way. I got insanely, ungodly bad luck, missing like 10 100 accuracy moves, and they kept hitting their 100 accuracy moves. And what really pissed me off is when they hit moves that are super inaccurate, like thunder. Day 80, I take on Volo at the overly high level of the 80s. I crunched then strong style crunch to take down Spiritomb, but it did hit Hypnosis. You know what's funny? The fact Lucario couldn't beat my normal type because it refused to use the damn super effective fighting moves, instead it would rather use the incredibly weak Bullet Punch. Strong style, high horsepower, one-shot it. That was some Gen 1 levels of dumb. Roserade hit Spikes and poisoned me with Poison Jab. I missed then Headbutt because of course I did. But I survived another Poison Jab and decided to guarantee I hit with Strong Style. Power-Ups of course goes down from the poison. Since we both fainted, I don't know what Pokemon he will send out next. So I sent out Crobat, and he sent out Togekiss, who is weak to Nadine's Sludge Bomb. Can't believe that worked out. I mean, it would've if it didn't survive in Red Health, like a douche. He swapped out to Arcanine. Flying is weak to Rock, so I switched to Marshall to obliterate him with Drain Punch. Volo, of course, sent out Togekiss, who took out Marshall, but Nadine's poison moves, coming in clutch again, took out whatever the fuck Togekiss is supposed to be. Garchomp predictably took it down, but Time Eater, who is now Origin form, took it down with a quad super effective Ice Beam. All of Time took Giratina to its final phase of the battle. Origin form Dialga versus Origin form Giratina. He hit me with Shadow Force, Agile Style Aura-Sphere, and Shadow Force, so now I'm in yellow health and he raised his evasion twice. Strong Style Roar of Time is only 85 accuracy, so it is highly likely I will miss. I missed the first try, but because of that, I got to move twice and actually landed the Strong Style Roar of Time and beat Giratina, winning the battle. I received the last plate and my flute turns into this, and now Giratina's in the Cobalt Coastlands. Free for me to catch. 20 days left. Day 81. It's time to take on the forces of nature. First up, Landorus. So, to catch the forces of nature, you need to dodge their tornadoes and stun them with items. Then activate battle and catch them. Sounds simple, right? Well, it gets complicated for two of them. Landorus is simple enough since it will be there once you activate the mission, so it's really easy. And the other two, Tornadus and Thundurus, only spawn in a blizzard and thunderstorm respectively. In order to complete the mission, you have to catch and complete the Pokédex entries for all three. So I spent the rest of the day doing that in the Crimson Marylands. Day 82, I move over to the Alabaster Icelands, waiting for a blizzard, but in the meantime, I'm catching all the Pokemon I'm missing. God of War was an alpha that was easy to catch, and Gallade was a pain in the ass. I don't like Gallade. I also learned that you don't actually need a Wing Ball to catch the Hisuian Braviary outside the Temple of Sinnoh. Huh. Unfortunately, a thunderstorm happened in the Cobalt Coastlands before a blizzard happened in the Alabaster Icelands. So, I guess I'm catching Thundurus first. If you thought Cresselia was annoying, Thundurus is at least 10 times harder, oh my god. He's over the water, surrounded by Gyarados, and is really fast. It is really hard to hit Pokemon that are over the water, and the tornadoes they summon do a lot of damage. And you don't heal if a Pokemon is targeting you. First try, I died. Second try, I also died. Third try, I just say f this and kill the Gyarados since they kept hurting me, and then Thundurus would finish me off. This strategy worked. Day 83, I'm hanging out on the Alabaster Icelands, watching out for a blizzard. Here, I'm trying to catch a Mammothswine. I caught a Snow Rent and hit a Space-Time Distortion. Day 84, a blizzard finally showed up, so I can catch Tornadus. I killed the Alpha Glalie since it just get in my way, just like the Gyarados. Tornadus isn't as bad as Thundurus, but he's not easy either. I was afraid I'd kill it with Rock Slide, so I weakened him with Dragon Claw. Found him easily. Just like the last two, I did my research tasks for Tornadus to get its Pokédex entry. Day 85, I'm trying to get my Stantler to evolve into Weirdeer. All I knew was I had to use Side Shield Bash 20 times, but silly me didn't realize I have to do it in Agile style until after doing it 20 times. Oopsies. This is a very tedious process since Side Shield Bash has only 10 power points. So I have to go heal after 5, because Strong Style and Agile Style take 2 power points instead of 1. It's also only 90 accuracy, so I miss a lot. If I could use Strong Style, it'd be easier since Strong Style Side Shield Bash is 100 accuracy, but I can't do that, so yeah. In the morning of day 86, Stantler evolved into Weirdeer, finally. Since I finished getting the Pokédex entries for all 3 forces of nature, I go back to Volo's mom, and she tells me
there is another.
Enamorous appeared, but I like to call her Enormous, because she's an enormous pain. Just like the other forces of nature, I have to stun her with items, but unlike the others, if you get hit by her tornadoes, you get confused, which is a really annoying affliction when you're hit by it because your controls are reversed. There's also a crap ton of Pokemon here. It's just a pain. I had to run away to heal several times. My one opportunity to activate battle, I took it. I had Nadine out first since Enamorous is fairy type, but she had some friends with her. Nadine's sacrifice was worth killing the Krogunk. I decided to try out my gamer luck and actually caught it in my first Ultra Ball. I got Enormous Pain's Pokédex entry and checked back with Volo's mom, and she let me keep her. Thank you! She also gave me this mirror to transform these guys. Pig Enamorous is unsettling, so I changed them back. Spent the rest of the day waiting for night since it was a full moon, and if I give a Ursa Ring a peak block during a full moon, he'll evolve into Ursalana. Day 87, I got sick of trying to get my Togepi to evolve and just caught a Togetic. Gave it a shiny stone, and yeah. Day 88, I truly start scrambling. I have most of the request locked Pokemon done. I'm missing Manaphy and Fiona, and that's why I'm scrambling right now. And not going after those two. I need an Overquill to access those two, and the Alpha, it killed itself. Now I'm hunting down lost satchels for MP. You know what I'm doing. I need the Razor Claw to evolve my Hisuian Sneasel into Sneaseler. First thing in the morning of day 89, I evolve Sneasel into Sneaseler. I keep on catching since I still need more Pokemon. You have to catch all the Pokemon in Hisui to fight Arceus, by the way. I had some weird ones missing like Celio. Day 90, I need Overquill. Evolving Hisuian Quillfish into Overquill is similar to Weirdeer, but much easier. I have to use Bard Barrage 20 times in Strong Style. Bard Barrage is already 100 accuracy and has 15 power points instead of 10, so I got Overquill in no time. I still had Daylight left, so I decided to check another box on my Who Catch list with Basculegion. This is another weird one. White Stripe Basculin will evolve into Basculegion after taking a whopping 294 HP and recoil damage without fainting. I did it, and I got my hands on Basculegion. Day 91, the final 10. I need to finish the Pokédex right now. What I'm doing here is catching a Finneon. I also caught an Alpha Luminion. I need to catch a Finneon for the Manaphy request. Or so I thought at the time. Then I tried it out, it didn't work. Then I thought, maybe it was a Luminion and not a Finneon, so I grabbed the Alpha I just caught. It also didn't work. So I did what any normal person would do. I looked it up. I need an Overquill, Weasel, and Mantike at the Sands Reach during the evening. Well, I crossed 2 Pokemon off my to-catch list. When I first entered the Seaside Hollow, I saw them. The mythical Pokemon Manaphy and Fiona, aka
What?
I originally tried to stun them since every other legendary / mythical Pokemon has been stunned, but I just decided not to. I actually don't know if it's possible to stun them, so I activated battle. It's a 4-on-1, but Manaphy is the only actual threat to me. Fiona is incredibly weak, so I'm not worried. At first I tried to throw balls at them, but saw how much damage Manaphy was doing and realized I need to weaken it. So that's exactly what I did. I did the same with 2 of the Fiona and killed the 3rd. Not like I need them anyway. Day 92, and I'm able to get my star rank up and got 10 rare candies. Wow! I was going to use them to evolve my Shieldon and Cranidos, but they were already ready to evolve. I guess I'll save these for later. At this point, I only have 5 Pokemon left to catch. So, I went out looking for Bonsly, and I actually found one. I was kind of surprised, since I thought Bonsly was going to be the last Pokemon I catch, so I was happy. My other remaining Pokemon is Piplup, Prinplup, and Magby. I found an Alpha Magby and a Piplup later that night. First thing in the morning of day 93, I evolved Piplup into Prinplup. I talked to Leventon so I could go back to the village and get Darkrai, but he just started the cutscene of him telling me I've completed the Pokedex. Huh? I actually went to check, and the game does let me battle Arceus, even though the Pokedex still is incomplete. What's going on? I don't want to fight Arceus until day 100, so I have to reset. Day 94, and I'm just going to throw some gameplay on the screen while I explain what's going on. Between day 93 and 94, I googled how to do the request titled the Darksome Nightmare, and found out something strange. The Darksome Nightmare request doesn't become available unless you have a save file of Pokemon Brilliant Diamond or Shining Pearl on your profile. The only save file of Brilliant Diamond I have is on my main account. I also learned that the request for the Token of Gratitude, which is for Shaman, you need a save file of Pokemon Sword and Shield. It was getting really late in real lifetime, so I didn't want to start a new playthrough of BDSP now. I decided I'd do it tomorrow IRL. Oh look, it's tomorrow IRL. This is still day 95. I was going to continue the recording after this. So I dedicated an hour of my life to playing Pokemon Brilliant Diamond for this video. I did the normal stuff and got up to the first gym and stopped there. This is still day 95 and it worked, yes! The request for Darkrai appeared on the board, so it's time to go to the Cornet Highlands at night to find Darkrai. I don't remember how this works since it's been so long since I did it, but I eventually activated battle and caught him shortly after. The Pokedex is truly finished. Almost. Day 96, with the Pokemon completed, what is there to do? You may ask. Well, I'll tell you. I do the requests these random people ask me to do. One of my favorites is request 87, Rolling with Feel. What you have to do is go to the Cornet Highlands after the credits, and this guy will be here, and his Feel rolled down the hill, and he needs you to chase it down. I reach the Feel, and he rolls down the hill 4 times. The next request I do is request 103, Digging for Tomorrow. It involves going into the Orberg Tunnel and battling an Alpha Onyx that's trying to dig a tunnel. That was easy. The final request of the day is request 19, a particular Ponyta. This request is going to the Obsidian Fields and catching a strange Ponyta. It's not strange, it's shiny. I of course caught it since it's a shiny. Day 97, I'm still doing requests to pass the time. I could just advance the days, but I didn't really want to do that, so I do request 95, a new anomaly. The Munchlax girl, Munchlax, is curious about something on the island in the distance. When I get there, I see a group of Hisuian Zora in the Obsidian Fieldlands, where Zora don't spawn. I catch them and rush back to Maya to tell her what I found. This is very strange to them, but I know what's happening. A massive mass outbreak. A massive mass outbreak is a normal mass outbreak, but with multiple at once in one location. I start the massive mass outbreak, and my brain was set to shiny hunt mode, so I didn't hit every single one like you're supposed to do. I didn't find a shiny. Day 98. Last 2 days before battling Arceus, so I decided to do the bothersome Bidoof quest since it was on my list of unfinished things I need to do. Afterwards, I said, hey, if this is my last 2 days before the video is over, maybe I'd want to get my star rank up one final time. So I spent the rest of the day, all night, and most of the next day catching Pokemon and completing research tasks. Day 99, my last day. I should have prepared myself for fighting Arceus, but I didn't. I didn't even come close to getting my star rank up. Sad. Guess I'm not doing it. Now it's time. Day 100. The final battle against God himself, Arceus. When I get to Sphere Pillar on day 100, I play my Azure Flute and glowing stairs appear in front of me. These stairs take me to Arceus. The Arceus battle is similar to the battle with the Noble Pokemon. Dodge his attacks and throw bombs at him. But in comparison to the Nobles, this fight is hard. It's been a while since I fought Arceus, but I still remember most of his attacks. This time around, he actually wasn't behaving like he did last time. He opened with this attack where stars home in on you and you need to dodge them. I'm pretty sure this is Judgment. I took damage, of course, but if I remember correctly, he always opens with this attack where he teleports into you and explodes. Then he does this attack, which I forgot about. It's a combination of Ligant's Floor attack and Diaglo's Draco Meteor. It's the one that hurts me the most, to be honest. Then he does this attack. The floor turns red, and you need to dedicate every fiber of your being to dodging as you make your way to him, cause every so often it'll flash and explode. His Phantom Force attack always gets me. I can't imagine doing this battle damageless. When he used Judgment, I got hit by it and died. The good thing about Arceus is that, unlike the Nobles, if you die, you get to restart the fight from the last checkpoint. My camera is at a weird angle, so it's hard to see, but the Frenzy Gauge has lines that are actually checkpoints. So I click continue the battle, and bingo! I'm back to the second phase. It was pretty much the same. Dodge his floor attack, fail to dodge his Phantom Force attack, fail to dodge Judgment, send stuff. Got him to lip of his third phase, failed to dodge Judgment, and died. That is an illusion, though, so I continued the fight from the third phase. Same stuff as before, and it's over. I've beaten Arceus, and damn, that was easy. Maybe it's because I beat him too fast, but I never saw his other attacks. I never saw his ultimate attack that caused him to become dizzy. I never actually battled him. Well, I'll take the easy victory. Arceus' only research task is to receive a piece of him, which is the game's excuse for why you can battle Arceus with Arceus. Well, it's done. The playthrough is over. I completed Pokémon Legends Arceus in 100 in-game days with this amazing team. Before I go, though, I decided to friendship it with them. One last time. It was glorious, a memory I'll cherish for the rest of time. And that's it. I never really know how to end my voiceover videos, but I wanted to say some things. One is that this was really fun. Pokémon Legends Arceus is a really fun game, and if you haven't played it, you definitely should. It's not the best game ever, Sword and Shield, but it's still really fun. I would do this type of video in Minecraft, but I'm not good at Minecraft. I've never even beaten it. Will I do more of this? Probably not, since I don't want to, and there really isn't much to actually do after you beat the main story. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I'm looking forward to the next time I play this game. But before I do, I gotta tend to my flesh wounds.